Hi, I am that natural girl. Here's a video on my top 10 tips on perfecting the perfect twist out or braid out. These are my top 10 tips. Alright, so if you want to see or you want to perfect the perfect twist out or braid out on your own hair, stay right here. You'll see it next. Step number one on how to achieve the perfect twist out. I know while many will argue that product plays the main important key on achieving a perfect twist out, I may want to argue that point just a little bit. I find that through all the years that me doing hair and experience with different textures, and now dealing with my own natural hair and other people that have natural hair, I really do find now to achieve a perfect twist out or the desired look, technique plays a big part in this. I almost want to argue 60% is technique while the 40% is product. While I will say that product is an important key, especially with dealing with different textures of natural hair and the different curl patterns, I do also want to say that technique plays a big part on achieving the perfect twist out or whatever desired look that you're trying to achieve. Tip number 2 on achieving the perfect twist out. With my hair right now, I did my hair in a flat two-strand twist. I point this out a lot in my videos that the stitching of a twist or even a braid out plays a very important role on how you define the twist or the braid. I'm get closer to the camera. As you can see, these twists are the stitch, which if you ever hear me in my video when I say a stitch, this is what I'm talking about. This right in here is very tight. Very tight. And I always want to say that between each twist, not to try to get so technical, is maybe a 1/4 inch, I want to say, between each twist. And the tighter the stitch is, the more defined your twist will be once you take them out or your braid. If you go a little bit further right in here with the second twist, this stitch is a little bit spread apart. Well, the stitches are a little bit apart than this first stitch, and I did this on purpose to demonstrate exactly what I'm talking about. But you know, some I find that really obsess over the perfect twist out, or they feel like one part of their hair then perfect the curl pattern as they desire. And I really find with perfecting the twist out that the stitch, meaning how tight, not so much how tight it is on your scalp, but more concerning how the stitch of the braid is. Like, as if you braid, you can braid a very loose braid, meaning that the braid can come easily, it can easily come apart or come down, versus if you braid the braid a little bit tighter and stitch, meaning you're not leaving as much space between the next stitch. You stand right up on the braid, just as with the twist. You stand right up on the twist. If you do that with your twist outs, especially if you are focused on defining the twist out or the braid out, that plays a very key important role in perfecting your twist out. Is really stand up on the twist or the braid. Tip number 3 on perfecting your twist out. While depending on my style that I'm trying to achieve, parting is not a big factor for me, but not so much parting. We want to say more of section of the hair, so this can include parting, depends on how you look at it. When perfecting and defining your curl pattern as far as with a twist out or braid out, you want to make sure, if you want the most finest defined curl pattern when you're doing your twist out, the sectioning of hair plays a big role. And I say this to say, you want to make sure that each section, it has the same amount of hair when you start twisting your hair or braiding your hair. Say for instance, if you want a tighter curl look, and this should be my step number 4. But anyhow, if you want a more tighter curl look for your twist out, smaller sections, definitely in a tight stitch twist or braid will play would define or would achieve this hairstyle. If you want more of a wave look, this wave look, or sort of like that, you achieve that by having a section a little bit bigger than, maybe bigger than this. So just to achieve the more wave look. And even with the wave look, you can also have a more defined tighter wave. How you achieve that, just also when you twisting, even a big section, sometimes hard to get as close because the sections are so big, but you want to make sure you twist tightly on the scalp to achieve that, and then it would give you a more defined wave pattern. Because, and I say that just because the section is much bigger, so it's like you can't really concentrate on a small section as far as how this maybe like a 1/4 inch between each stitch. With the bigger section, you have more hair to work with, so you don't have that much, you know, you can't get as close as you would like if you had a smaller braid. Step number 4 in perfecting twist out. When you are doing your twist out, you want to make sure your hair is detangled as good as possible. This will eliminate frizz. Now, if you don't care about frizz, go ahead and do what you do. Sometimes I don't care about my frizz. It all depends what I look. But if I want to achieve a more defined curl pattern with my twist out braid outs, it's very important that you comb your hair, detangle your hair out very well from ends to roots, and even in between you twisting. And I'm really more focusing on the flat 2-strand twist outs, whatever French braids on the scalp. But this also can be, these tips also can be towards single twist, 2-strand twist or braids. But anyhow, when you want to make sure when you're braiding or twisting your hair on your scalp, you want to make sure as you twisting on the scalp or braiding on the scalp that you comb as you twist, because sometimes when you twisting around, you know, wrapping hair around each other, it tends to tangle up, or you kind of lose the length. So to kind of keep the length when you're twisting out your hair, you want to go ahead and make sure you comb as you go. And for starters, this can be a little difficult, but as you keep on practicing, you will see what I'm talking about. And you also will be able to achieve this twisting it, making sure you hold the stitch and comb as you twist down your hair, and that would definitely help eliminate frizz. Alright, step number 5 on how perfecting a twist out. You want to make sure, and this is what product I do plays a role. I find that when whatever product you're using, when you do your twist out, make sure that you saturate the hair from the ends to roots, and make sure you might have to add more product on the end, because this is the part of the hair that get manipulated the mostly and get damaged the most and lose the moisture the most. So you want to make sure you emphasize moisturizing the ends, especially when perfecting your twist. Step number 6 on perfecting the twist out. Okay, I find now, and I'm also planning on doing a video on this topic. You want to make sure whatever product that you use in your favorite product, depending on the needs of your hair, you want to make sure you rub that product throughout your hair. And this also eliminates frizz and help perfecting a curl pattern with your twist out. Make sure you rub at the hair, like make sure you rub just as if you was moisturizing your body. You take time and rub it, make sure it's rubbed all the way in. You want to do so with your hair. This also helps define and making your own curl texture softer, less frizzier looking, a little more glossier. If whatever products that you use is best for your hair, you want to make sure you rubbing that throughout your hair. Just rub as if it was your body, rubbing that moisture into your hair. That plays a important role with perfecting a twist out. Step number 7. Perfecting a twist out. What's the most important thing also is starting from your shampoo and your conditioner. That's where product do plays a role. I really believe if your hair is in a, you want to make sure your hair is not in a brittle, dry state from the beginning when you're doing your twist out. So make sure you use a moisturizing conditioner and shampoo when you want to perfect your twist out. Foundation is an important key to on how your hair will look in the end, the overall appearance of your hair, how will it look in the end. So this where the product do plays a part, important role. Moving along, step number 8. When taking down your twist, on perfecting a twist out, I see a lot of people when they do their twist outs, they kind of just start from, especially if you're doing single twist out, they kind of start from the roots and kind of pull apart. I argue that you not really do that if you're trying to keep the curl pattern. Now, if you don't mind a little frizz, then it's fine. It's fine. Like for me, sometimes I just like a frizzy curl twist out. It all depends on my mood when it comes to my hair. But if you want to keep as much curls when taking your hair down, I always tell people to take your hair down from the ends. That's very important. Also, when taking the twist out, I go ahead, whatever your favorite oils are, natural oils. I love using coconut combined with olive oil, especially when I'm doing twist out. I kind of rub it on my fingertips. Rubbing it on my fingertips, and each strand pretty much have oil. I have extra oil on my fingers to distribute through my hair as I'm taking it down. This will also kind of eliminate on the frizz, so that will definitely help perfecting your twist out. Step number 9 on perfecting twist outs. Okay, you take the twist out and then you want to separate the twist more. Okay, with that step 2, you want to make sure you have oil on your hands, and some people might use a nice little holding spray. Nothing that has so much alcohol in it, but just a nice little holding spray. There's nothing wrong with putting that on your fingertips with the oil as you're taking it down to eliminate the frizz. For me, like I said, I'm not so hung up or obsessed on a perfect twist out. But when I do mostly do oil because my head doesn't really frizz up as much. I do have sections of my head that does. For the most point, it doesn't really frizz up as much. So when you want to do that, even when starting sectioning and piecing the hair apart, you want to go ahead and make sure you have oil on there on your fingertips and separate it as if from the ends. Definitely from the ends, taking your time to pull it apart. All right, step number 10 on perfecting your twist out. Once your twist is all the way down, I like to, what we say, hide the parts. Now, if you're doing your twist out, single twist, and I like to say when you're doing a single twist, I really don't concentrate on perfect parting because you're going to wear in the fro, so parting doesn't really play a key. I focus more on perfecting a part just a little bit when I'm doing flat twists, because you want to make sure that each string get a curl going, you know. And then sometimes if, say for instance, if I had a little hair from here into here, that long strand of hair here is not going to curl because it's just straight, and it's like maybe a quarter of the hair is going to end up not being curled. So with that being said, that's why when I do flat twist outs, I kind of concentrate on the part a little bit more, not too perfect, but you know, where every piece of strand would had the same curl pattern once it's dry. But once you take your hair down, whether it's a flat twist or a braid or a single twist or a single braid, I would like to do what's to eliminate the frizz is massage the scalp. And it's a technique I have learned a long time ago that when you massage the scalp, this kind of help alleviate the parts. So you just want to gently massage your scalp just like this. If you have any parts to help, you know, with the parting, and then a little shake would definitely do. If you don't want to continue taking out each section of the twist, because you know, more you take it down, it's the chances that you're going to get a little frizz. So if you take it down maybe 2 or 3 times when doing your twist, just use your fingertips and use oil. This is a quick way to get that scalp moisturized. Put a little oil on the fingertips, and you want to just go ahead and massage the scalp. This will help with getting rid of the parts. This also will moisturize the scalp, and it will also alleviate a little bit of the frizz. And those are my pointers on perfecting a twist out. My top 10, we'll say, on perfecting the perfect twist out. I hope this is some help to you all. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for your support. The next video you will see is a tutorial on this twist out here, and I will be using Shea Moisture products, something I found while I was on vacation. Can't wait to share it with you. Other than that, don't forget to discover your truth, and I am the Natural Girl. I'll see you all soon, YouTube. Bye.